Hi, this is Matt. I'm going to take a few minutes to show you how to use this module for Opencart. It's called Category Groups. It's produced by the XD store, and while it is a free module or a free extension that you can add on at no cost, you may choose to find and track down the developer and perhaps donate to his efforts. A lot of times that's what people do for individuals who uh, distribute free software. So I just wanted to point out where the module came from, what it was for, and I'm going to demonstrate how to set it up. I'm not going to demonstrate how to install it because perhaps you have it installed and have followed the support documentation down here on how to get it set up. Uh, he supplies all that, but what I don't see on here is how to configure it. So I'm going to show you how to configure it and how you can manage the items that it takes care of for you. So I'm going to demonstrate for you how to set it up and get it running and get it displaying on your home page. So the first thing you want to do is log into your admin area and go to extensions, modules, and then look for one called something along the lines of category groups. And if you'll edit that module, we'll be able to set it up. The first thing we want to do is add the module to the site. So we're going to click this button right here, and we're going to choose the home layout. Now you can, if you have a style that includes it in some of these other layouts, you might want to choose that, but I'm going to choose home because the one I'm using, the style that I have associated with this demo site, only needs it on the home page. So I'm going to put it there. I'm going to set it to content top. I'm going to make sure it's enabled, and I'm going to put the sort order at 3 because there's a couple of other modules that we want to show up above it. We want this one to show up above it, the slideshow module. We want the featured module to show up above it. So as long as there's no other modules with a number lower than 3, it should go right in here when we save it. So I'm going to leave that like it is, and then I'm going to come down here and add the images that are going to go in that category block. So I'm going to add module. I'm going to choose to browse the file, and the first one that I want to do is music. And I think for the music, what I want to use is this saxophone. So I'm going to double click that image. So now what we've done is we've associated one image with this module that will be displayed in our page. Now we want to associate a category with this image. So we're going to choose the music category out of our list here. And that's under what you love, music. So what you love music will be the category that this image represents. And we're going to add another module. And the second one that we're going to do is going to be an animals image. And we'll go into animals here. And I think I'm going to use this horse image. And I'm going to assign the category of animals. See what you love, animals. Okay, let's add the next one. The next one's going to be dance, just for demonstration purposes. And so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to choose the ballet shoe. Actually, let's do the ballet shoes too, and we'll assign that to what you love, dance and drama. And then one more, because you'll notice our front allows for 4 images to go across, and so we need one more to go in our list in order to complete that row. So we'll choose sports for the 4th one. So we'll go down here to sports, and let's do this image for the sports image, and we'll assign the category of what you love sports to it. And then once you get your 4 images set up and your module is assigned to a portion of the home page or whatever layout you're using it on, then you click save. And once you save that, if you set everything up right and didn't make any mistakes, when you refresh this page, you should see a new module on your home page. And by scrolling down, you will see that that is in fact what we have. We have a new module set up for our home page, and it's showing the images that we assigned to the items. Now, you may have some questions here at this time because what you have is not only an image for some of these representing the main item, but you have this one here that's got these other little images down here. Well, let me explain briefly what that is. These images represent subcategories of this main category. Whatever you set for the main category here, the module displays the image that's tied to the first 3 subcategories below it. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about with this one here. We have the sports category represented by this image, and if you go back into the back part of your site and go into catalog categories, you'll see that what you love sports, this category has some subcategories associated with it. Now, the first 3 subcategories under a category that's assigned to be the big image, the first 3 under it will be displayed here if they have an image. So whichever ones you have assigned to be the first 3 here, you'll want to have images in place for them, or you'll get something that looks like this or something that looks like this. And you know, if you're fine with that, you can leave it that way, but what you'll want to do if you want to have images to represent these is do what I'm going to demonstrate right now. So I'm going to use this one because it needs a couple of images to be showing here. So we'll go into the back end and we'll go down to what you love sports, adventure sports. Now, since none of these subcategories have a sort order associated with them, they're going to appear exactly like they are here. And what it does is it just goes by in alphabetical order by the name of the subcategory. And the reason why we are seeing this broken image here is because there is no image assigned to this subcategory of the sports category. So that's what we need to do. We need to edit that and associate an image with this with this category. And you do that, as you're probably familiar, by going into the catalog categories and then choosing the data tab and then attaching an image to this category. And we're going to do that by going into the sports section, and there may not be any adventure images. Okay, here's one, rock climbing. So what we'll do is we'll associate rock climbing with this category. The rock climbing photo, we'll associate it with this category. And once we've done that, as long as it's enabled, and it is, we'll save it. And then when we go back out to the front, when I refresh this page, we should now have an image here. And we do. We have the rock climbing image. And incidentally, if you look right down here in the status bar, whenever I hover over that image, you'll see that it does in fact point to the adventure sports page. So if I click that, I go to that category. And so when you go here, you get to see all of the adventure sports categories, and they're each represented by their respective images. So let's continue on by going back to the home page and looking at what that other image is. Okay, this category appears to be well, actually, let's just set a new category there. We'll go back into sports. What's the next one in the list? Sports. Okay, it's bowling. And apparently there's no bowling image in the system to be displayed there. So I'm going to take this opportunity to show you how you can reorder these if you want. Take a look at adventure sports is set to 0, and basketball, as well as all of the other ones, are set to 0. When you're setting up your categories, it's a real good idea to always assign a sort order to the category, because that prioritizes it in the system. And you do that in the data tab of your categories page of the category itself. So we're going to go down here to volleyball. Since it's the last one, we're going to edit it, and we're just going to set its sort order to 15. And I like to space mine out a little bit to give me room to add ones between them if I want to do that. There's golf as number 3. Let's do soccer. Let's put it at 11. We're going to go down here. Actually, let's do 13 for that, because I did 15 for the other one. Okay, so now we have volleyball, soccer, golf is set to number 3. Let's do running and track. We'll make it 11. That's why I always like to use sort orders that have some spaces between them, because you'll see here, now I can move, if I wanted to, I could move basketball. Well, let's move bowling. We don't want bowling to be the third one. We would like for golf to be the third one. Well, let's do a different one. Let's make gymnastics the third one, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to move bowling out of this position. We're going to move it, we're going to put it in 14th place. And I can do that because I've left an empty, actually it would do it anyway, but you have more control if you leave spaces or gaps where you can use other numbers that aren't represented already. So let's just do that real quick. Do this category in the data tab, we'll set it to 14 and then save it. And now you'll see our sports. We have adventure sports set to 0, basketball is set to 0, and then you have golf. So if we were to go out on the front, this image would now not be bowling down here. It would be golf after we refresh. So let's refresh and see if that's correct. Golf accessories, but we want to put gymnastics there is what we said, so let's do that real quick. Let's take golf and we'll assign it to the 12th position. So golf now is going to have a sort order of 12. Save. And then what we want to do is we want to take gymnastics and change it from 9 to 3. Actually, anything lower than the next one in the list, but we'll just use 3 for the, and you'll notice while I'm in here there's no image assigned to gymnastics, so let's go ahead and add one if we can find an image that will work with it in sports. There's not one in here, so let's see. Let's just we'll set cheerleading as the image for gymnastics, even though that doesn't make sense. That's the best we have right now, so I'm just going to save that in there. Go to the front side of the test store, and now you'll see that we have our image representing gymnastics. So what if you wanted to put this image over here and put the rock climber between the two? Well, you do the same principle that we've been doing, and if you have spaces in your numbers like we do here, see, right here we have these two set to 0 and this one set to 3. So all we'd have to do is change adventure sports to 1, and then it would be placed second, because it would go 0, 1, 3. So let's do that. Let's take the adventure sports image, or that category, and place it in a position of 1, and then save it, and then go to this, save that, and now you have it arranged like we wanted. The basketball's in the front, but if you wanted to switch those, you'd use the same principle. You could make the gymnastics icon, which is actually a cheerleader, you could make that one the 0 sort order and make the basketball a number that's higher than the adventure sports one. That's how you manage and organize the category groups with the category groups module from the XD store. Thanks.